I'd like to read you a story about an amazing young woman who faced a very important decision in her life that changed the course of her life. She was born in 1853 and died in 1928. Lily Trotter lived in London in a beautiful home with her father and mother, whom she loved very much. But they were not alone in the house. She had 8 sisters and brothers. The boys sometimes called her Tiger Lily because of her quick temper. She flashed with anger when they teased her cat. The Trotter family lived near big grassy Regent's Park, where the children went walking and playing games. Lily enjoyed painting and drawing what she saw, games and dolls and puppets, along with pretend characters, and of course cats. When Lily was 5, her parents sailed to America. Knowing how much Lily liked to paint, her mother gave her a gift sketchbook. Waiting for their Christmas reunion, Lily drew page after page of London people, houses and trees, and even a little gnome. When Lily was 10, her father became sick, and a few years later he died. Though Lily knew he was in heaven, her heart broke with sadness. To find comfort, she often went walking and spent time talking to Jesus. Lily finished her school years, kept learning more about God, and kept painting. She loved to travel. One autumn, she and her mother went to the grand city of Venice, known for its great art, painted ceilings, sculptures, decorated buildings. In their grand hotel, they met another guest, Mr. John Ruskin, the great art teacher in England. "Would you please look at my daughter's watercolors?" asked Mrs. Trotter. Lily had never taken art classes, but Mr. Ruskin liked her work. He asked her to become his student. The lessons began with tours of amazing Venice, so she could paint its interesting scenes. Back in England, Lily and her sister often visited Mr. Ruskin's country estate, Brantwood. What peaceful gardens and woods! The large house itself was like a museum, full of collections, Greek coins, seashells, and artwork. One day, when Lily said she didn't like purple, Mr. Ruskin opened cupboards full of violet minerals. "Look, the color is beautiful." Mr. Ruskin was hard to please. Lily was one of the few students who could see a flower or a face. She studied every detail of a flower until she could see what made it beautiful. It was as if she could see who made it alive. He helped her put what she saw on paper. At home in London, and when traveling with her family in Europe, Lily kept painting what she saw. On the road, she filled sketchbooks. She sent many of these pictures to Mr. Ruskin. He would give ideas for how to improve and often responded with praise. "The drawing is wholly perfect." Sometimes he came to London to give her lessons. Lily kept painting, but in her heart, she listened for what God wanted her to do. Special speakers traveling in England helped Christians to follow Jesus. Lily was encouraged to do whatever God asked of her, knowing it would be the very best and full of His goodness. Jesus loved people who were hungry or sick. She wanted to follow Him by cheering up hospital patients and helping women in London who needed work, food, or a friend. Lily spent long hours giving help and hope to people who didn't have warm clothes, a warm lunch, or a place to live. She spent so much time in the dingiest parts of London that her new paintings no longer glowed with the lively colors of the countryside. Mr. Ruskin was afraid. "Will I lose my best student?" He invited Lily to Brantwood. "I will make you the greatest living artist in all of England. But you must work very hard at your art, and you must decide between your art and your work with the poor." How could Lily make such a hard decision? She couldn't sleep. She walked in the woods. She prayed and told a friend to pray, asking God to let her heart see the best choice for her. What choice would make her feel God's peace? Finally, Lily saw what she needed to do. She would not give her everything to art. "Mr. Ruskin is a great teacher and only wants to help me," she thought, "but someone greater who loves me perfectly will show me the way I should go." Lily kept painting, not to be the greatest painter, but to show the wonders God taught her through the things she saw. Lily kept on working with poor people in London, but one day she heard about a special mission in North Africa. She felt God was asking her to leave London and go there, to Algeria. Her friend Mr. Ruskin was sad to hear the news. He would miss her, his best student. He still wondered, can anyone else see and paint like Lily? Traveling to North Africa was a big deal in 1888. Lily and two friends took a boat and then a train across France. Then they sailed across the Mediterranean Sea. Entering the Algiers harbor, a joyful Lily saw the evening all a-sparkle with stars above and light on shore. Lily never had children of her own, but she loved the children in her city neighborhood. She taught them to read and write, and she wrote story parables for them and drew pictures of them. She found someone to teach them to sew patterned designs with colorful threads. Lily could see God's lessons in nature. Did she find a lesson the day she rode a camel through a sandstorm? With friends, Lily traveled inland where they were known for bringing books and medicine. Sometimes the police tried to stop them. Other times, holy men of Algeria listened as she talked about Jesus. In quiet moments, Lily kept painting, filling up small journals with wonderful watercolors. She painted the desert lily, in which she saw a special strength to survive. She asked God to give her that kind of strength. She painted the harsh landscape in blazing orange sunlight or even purple shades. She mailed some paintings back to Mr. Ruskin, who now lovingly called her St. Lilius. Sometimes when she returned to England, she visited him at Brantwood. He was still her proud teacher. He loved and respected her for following her own path with peace. Even when she grew old and sick, she found new ways to love and serve the people of North Africa. Algeria had become her true home, and the Arab people her family. Even when she couldn't get out of bed anymore, she wrote a booklet with Japanese-style paintings, The Story of the Birds. It shows how the Heavenly Father loves the birds of the air, and then explains that he loves his children even more. Finally, the doctors told Lily's friends that she was so sick that she would soon die. They knew this meant she would go to be with her Heavenly Father. Around her bed, they sang her favorite song, Jesus, Lover of My Soul. Smiling, she looked out the window. A chariot with 6 horses, she said. Are you seeing beautiful things? A friend asked. Just before she took her last soft breath, she answered, yes, many, many beautiful things.